You are in the mix with D Hall and the People's Show.
Coming to us out of studio today in beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina. He stands next to his world-famous producer, Jay. He is the #1 undisputed top talk show host on the air today. The voice of the People Show. Ladies and gentlemen, here is D Hall.
York production.
Hello to everybody. Hello to you. Man, Sunday. Good to see y'all. Thank y'all for coming on. Thank y'all for being a part of the D Hall People Show. Man, it's a fight week. Let me say that. It's fight week for my man, Michael Williams Jr. I want to say hello to him and his father, Senior. Big shouts out to them. They was on last week. But before we get started, I want to thank you and say hello to everybody. And give an honor to my Heavenly Father for letting me be in here today with you to talk to you and bring on my man, Ryan Rhodes. Man, it's fight week. Yeah. Can't wait to get there. I'm excited this week about what's going on. But before we get into what we're going to get into, this is a online program. It is the work of artists. Talk and discussion. I do have artists on sometime too. This is an online talk show that educate adult audiences. Parental advisory is advised. Some things may or may not be censored. Lives are not edited for children. So if you would, watch your kids, and because we may say some things that, be out the way a little bit. We may say, a word or two. Good to see y'all. Thank y'all for coming on. I'm back and forth. I got my machines running here, and I'm trying to get everything. Well, everything is set up. I'm just here to make sure it's running like they're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Just hold on just a second. We're going to bring my man in. He's here. Just a second. Just give me a hot second here. There we go. All right. It's Sunday. And I thank y'all for watching and being a part of what I'm doing right now. We got my man all the way out. We're in the UK today, and we're going to talk with him and Mr. Ryan Rhodes. Once he jumps on, sometimes it takes a few minutes, but we want to talk with him because we got a lot to talk about over in the US and the UK and all that. So I hope y'all are ready to discuss things with us. The fight from last week with Spence and Crawford, fights coming up, the fight coming up with my man Charlo and Canelo, and so on, the heavyweight division. We're talking about that. Just truly a lot of different things that we're going to discuss here today with my man Ryan Rhodes. Just waiting on him to arrive, and I'm quite sure he's back there somewhere. He'll pop in a minute. But I want to thank you, the people. Share the video one time, if you will. I am here now just to bring you everything. We need to get right down into it. You know what I'm saying? Today, as we always do. You know what I'm saying? Big shouts out to my man J York Productions. I thank him for what he does and all the things that he do. But let's talk about. I don't know who's on right now, who's watching me. If you see me right now, let me know. I see some people are coming in, and I think y'all shared a video one time. We're just waiting on my man to arrive here shortly. Ryan Rhodes out the UK. Tremendous guy. I love that guy. He's exciting. He's talked to. He had fought Canelo Alvarez, and we're gonna talk about that and see what his thoughts are on the Jamel Charlo fight and Alvarez. We're going to talk about that. So many different things. This is a good year. 2023. I can't get it out. Is a good year for boxing. It's a great year. Excellent. I think it's probably one of the best years that we have seen. Uh, and not only in the professional, but also on at home. And when I say home, I say North Carolina. Let's get him in. My man is here now, and we getting ready to go. We getting ready to go rock and roll with him. My guy, what's happening? How you doing, man?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you this evening?
I'm doing great, man. I see it's looking like it's a little dawn in there in the UK and all that good stuff. It's
Yeah,
simmering down a little bit. Good to see you always, and thank you for coming on, man. Everything.
absolutely. Pleasure as always.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ryan, before we begin, it's I want the people to know who you are and where you're from because there might be some new people in here that don't know who you are
Yeah.
exactly. So it'd be your pleasure to do that.
So my name's Ryan Rhodes. I'm a former professional boxer, now boxing trainer, boxing promoter, boxing manager. Um, former professional fighter. I had 52 professional fights. I had 6 losses. I won British titles, European titles, and I boxed for 4 world titles. Unlucky
Wow.
I never won a world title, but I got to that level and I fought for them world titles.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. You had a chance to get there. You was right there, and you planted your way to that world title shot. So much is going on, Ryan, and the boxing, and we're going to talk about all that within the next 30 minutes, with you, and we're going to talk about a lot of different things. But we just want to touch a little bit on your background, how you began. And, you can make it sweet and short, however you want to. Just want to touch a little bit on that because a lot of people want to understand over here in the U.S., maybe somebody don't know who you are. So those casual fans that we say. So I'm going to leave that up to you to explain yourself a little bit and go into that.
Yeah, so I was 6 years old when I first went to the boxing gym. Well, I didn't really go. My mom dragged me there. She took me there. I was screaming, kicking, and everything, and she basically chucked me into the gym. My original first trainer were the late legendary Brendan Ingle, who sadly passed away a few years ago now. He was my trainer from the start. Um, as a 6-year-old kid, when I went into the gym, I was just in awe of basically guys in the rings sparring, guys on the
Yeah.
bags, guys on the pads, and I'd never seen anything like that as a 6-year-old.
Wow.
I had a lot of energy, a hell of a lot of energy, and I think that's why my mum tried to channel my energy into something worthwhile. And boxing was the sport for me. I just so thankful that I went to the boxing gym at such a young age because by the time I had my first amateur fight at 11 years old, I was already 5 years in training. So I
Hmm.
was very experienced as an amateur very early on in my career. Um, so when I turned amateur at 11 years old, I'd already been training for 5 years. Not only that, I'd been training alongside professional fighters because that's what we did at the Ingle Gym.
Yeah.
The amateurs trained alongside professional fighters.
Wow.
So we really picked it up really quick because all we could look at was the professional fighters. And all I wanted to do was be a professional fighter, but
Right.
I had to take my time first. I had to go through the amateur ranks first, learned my craft. I won a few national titles as an amateur. I boxed for England. I captained England as an amateur, as a junior. And then as soon as I was 18, I couldn't wait to put the pen to the contract and turn professional.
So you turned professional at 18 years old.
18.
You know, that's a very young age. That's a very young age. I mean, you could have been doing a lot of different things besides boxing, but boxing must have been your love. Was it your true love at that particular time? Was it?
Oh, it was my number one. It was all I ever did, all I ever wanted to do, the only time I ever had off school or didn't go to school is as if it was something to do with boxing.
Yeah.
Other than that, my mum took me and my three brothers to school every morning. She picked us up from school every evening and took me home first to get my training bag, and then took me straight down to the gym. That was my life from being 6 years old.
Wow.
Gym, school, gym, school. That was it. So as soon as I was 18, I could not wait to turn professional because it's what I'd been wanting to do from being such a young age.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. I want to say hello to Jackie Bowers coming in out of that New Jersey, or New York area over here in the States. Thank you for stopping by. We're talking with my man, a former world title challenger, Ryan Rhodes over in the UK. And we're just getting a little bit of background history on him. And it started at a very young age, at 6 years old. And up until 18, and that's what he wanted to do. A lot of times we as young people, kids growing up, sometimes we shy away. Did you ever shy away from boxing? Did you ever say, hey, I don't want to do this? Did you ever, change your mind and from 6 to 18?
No, never, never. I told my school teachers, I told my friends I was going to be a champion boxer. Told everybody. I mean, Brendan was a big part of that because Brendan made us believe in ourselves, and Brendan
Yeah.
made us, made us um, visualize what we was going to do.
Yeah.
Be champions, and that's what Brendan was so good at. We used to talk the talk, and we used to walk the walk. And we had big names in that gym to look up to
Yeah.
follow and to emulate and to copy and to be like.
Like, yeah.
So it
Wow.
was just
Wow.
the Brendan Ingle gym was just a conveyor belt, champion after champion after champion.
Right.
From
Right.
the lower end of titles to the world titles.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's all we visualized is being champions.
Yeah, champions. But that's what it's all about. I want to say hello to Clarence McLean of McLean Promotions, a good friend of mine. He comes on Instagram. He's been over there quite a bit, and he's over here today with me. He's out of that New Jersey, New York area up there. Thank you for joining, my brother. Salute to you. Thank you all for coming on and joining us right now. We got my man Ryan Rhodes out of the UK, former professional boxer, outstanding man. I love it. Love having him on the show. It's so exhilarating to talk to him. Look, let's get into it. Hey, we want to get into it right now. We want to talk to you about this. Has been a fantastic year, Ryan. It's one of the probably the best years so far that we'd have. What's your thoughts on this year so far with all the fights that you've seen?
I mean, listen, it was only last week that we had probably the fight of the year, the fight of the decade that we wanted to see for many, many years. Terence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. The fight, well, I said lived up to expectations, but,
Yeah.
no, I don't think anybody expected such a dominant performance by Bud Crawford. I don't think anybody thought he would, make it look so easy. We all know how good Errol Spence is. We've
Yeah.
seen him for many, many years. Many years. I was, even when he came to the UK and beat Kell Brook, I was at that fight, and you could see the talent, the ability, the pure, just an amazing fighter. And these
Yeah.
two have, they've they've destined to clash with each other over the last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And when the fight got made, I was just buzzing, absolutely
Yeah.
buzzing for this fight. But like I said, I don't think anybody expected that Bud Crawford would make the fight so easy, so convincingly. It was great to watch the fight. And if the fight happens at 154, do we think it's going to be any different? I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. I think it will favour Spence slightly because of obviously the weight, and it'll give him a little bit more leeway with making weight. But I can't see any other way than Bud Crawford winning a comfortable fight again.
Exactly. I'm in agreement with that. I want to shout some people out because I love the people. Ryan, just give me a second here. We'll get back to you. I want to say hello to T-Bone of Fayetteville, North Carolina. T-Bone made my necklace here for me and Jay York. Jay York's necklace is sitting over here right now. But he want to thank him, a big supporter. We had him on my program about 3 to 4 weeks ago, I think that is. We had him on. He does a lot of different things with necklaces and mouse pads and all that. Tremendous custom designs. He does it all. T-Bone, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Clarence McLean says the realest podcast on Sundays. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you coming in. That's my man right there. He talks it. He does it everything. He does it all. Good to see him. But look, I want to get into the UK. This is the show that we're going to talk, toward the UK a little bit because there are big things that's happening over there too now. Also, we like you said, we just saw the biggest fight of the year so far that we know of. I want to talk about the heavyweights in the UK. The heavyweights from top to we're going to say from the top 5. You got Tyson Fury. You got Ola Anderson, Yusuf. You got Anthony Joshua. You got Deontay Wilder. You got Dylan White. Andy Ruiz. I can't get his name. Andy Ruiz.
Andy Ruiz, yeah.
Can't get his name. Joe Joyce. Look. There's a heavyweight division. Look like I'm not going to say that they're on the back burner right now, but tell me in your mind. What's going on with the heavyweight division right now?
Obviously we missed one out, Daniel Dubois, who's in an amazing fight in the next couple of weeks with Alexander Usyk, who's an unbelievable fighter. Tyson Fury is in that crossover fight, fighting Ngannou, who was former heavyweight UFC world champion, who's been nominated as one of the probably biggest punching combat sport fighters ever. Not really too sure on that. Listen, Tyson Fury is Tyson Fury. He'll always be a standout fighter. But I'm not too sure of this crossover fight. And then obviously you've got Anthony Joshua, who was supposed to be fighting Dillian White. Obviously, over the last couple of days, we've had this drug incident that Dillian White's failed a drug test. We don't know what he's failed a drug test on. We just know that they've been circumstances under a couple of tests that have come back and they've not been. That they've flagged up that there's an issue with his test. So in the UK, the European heavyweights are flying at the minute. Joe Joyce in an amazing fight again. Him. Yeah, he's unbelievable fighter.
Like he's got. Let's talk about. I didn't mean to cut you off, but let's talk about Joe Joyce because Joe Joyce has got a fight coming up. He's going over to Japan, Tokyo. I think it's Tokyo. And
so he's fighting Zhilei Zhang. Yeah. I think Joe Joyce was a massive favourite in that fight, but to me, just fought totally the wrong fight. He got hit with everything. It was as if he felt like that Zhilei Zhang couldn't hurt him, which is a totally wrong way to fight any heavyweight. Any heavyweight can hurt any heavyweight.
Yeah.
When you're 15, 16 and above 17, 18 stone, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So you can't allow someone to hit you free willingly. Somehow it's going to take its toll. And obviously with Joe Joyce's eye, it just swelled up really, really bad, and the referee waved that over. But he activated the rematch, so we're going to see that fight. I think if Joe Joyce gets his game plan right,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it looked like obviously Zhang a southpaw. It looked like Joyce had no southpaw sparring. It looked like he struggled with the
Mm-hmm.
southpaw stance. So I
Yeah.
just hope he's prepared right. He doesn't, feel like he can take Zhang shots all night. And I feel if Joyce gets his game plan right, gets his strategy right, I feel he can win the fight in the
Yeah.
rematch.
Yeah, great. We're talking with my man Ryan Rhodes over in the UK about the fighters and Joe Joyce and Anthony. Matter of fact, let's go to Anthony Joshua because I see Anthony Joshua's. He's over in the UK. I mean, excuse me, over in the US now, and he's training. He's training over there. With Spence and Frank Martin and Charlos. Uh,
Charlos, yes.
what do you? I mean, I mean, do you think? I mean, a lot of people change trainers and do different things of that nature. Uh, do you think that's beneficiary for him
To
to
be
do that?
fair, with Anthony Joshua, I mean the stories I don't know 100% what's the real story, but the stories behind the scenes is basically when Anthony Joshua, before when he was in training camp, basically had all the wrong people around him. Too many yes
Mm,
men. Too many people patting him on his back, saying, "Yes, you're
right.
the man. You're doing this right. You're doing that right." Not giving no criticism or telling
Hmm.
him what he's doing wrong
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
advising what he needs to change. And I think
Hmm.
him going to America, I think it can only be a positive thing.
Pause.
I think
Hey,
it can only be a great thing that he's out of his comfort zone. He's not around his own surroundings, and he has him to list to a great trainer, an absolute
yes. Yeah.
fantastic trainer, and
Yeah.
training alongside the champions is he's training alongside. He's not in the gym where everybody's looking at him.
Him.
He's in a
Uh
gym
huh.
full of where everybody's looking at all
Right.
the other fighters as well.
Right. And you know what? Because I was looking on YouTube, uh, and he was talking, and he was over. Of course, he's over here now, and he's
Yeah,
training. And he said it's just. They asked him, so what is the difference from the UK and the American training? He said you just got so many great American fighters over here.
yeah.
Everybody's good. He said you've got to be good. He said
I
it's not
think
like
when I think when you're training in a gym full of champions, you yourself just want to be one of them. You want to be, and I know Anthony Joshua isn't a world champion or isn't a champion, but he's surrounded by champions. He's surrounded by talent, and what
yes,
happens is when you're around talent, it
yes,
rubs off. It
yes,
rubs off. It makes you feel like you're gonna be a champion. You want to be a champion,
yeah,
and I think it's give probably Anthony Joshua the confidence and the push that he needs to
yeah,
dig deep and train hard and
harder,
and,
yeah,
and yeah, train harder
yeah,
and want to be that world champion again. And I believe he can. I really do believe he can.
oh yeah,
I just think
yeah.
he needs to have the right people around him.
Yeah, and I think you're correct on that because when I was listening to that on YouTube, I think it was Fight Hype or something like that. That's how he sounded. He wanted to be around, surrounded by champions because it's just like me. I want to be around somebody that's going to elevate me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm already elevated. I want to be around somebody that's going to help me. You know
Even
what
more, even
I'm
more.
saying?
Being around positive people, you become
Yeah,
positive. If you're
that's
around negativity, you become negative yourself. That's how
exactly,
it works. That's how it
exactly.
works.
Exactly. I want to say hello to anybody that's watching us right now. Share the video one time. Hello to Russell Enos, good friend of mine, longtime friend. He's over here in North Carolina in the States also. So I want to say hello to him. And it goes, and let me say this, Ryan, because that goes in everyday life,
Yeah.
being
Not
surrounded
just
by,
not just boxing,
yeah,
not just sport.
yeah,
If
yeah,
you work in a 9 to 5 job and you want to do well in that job, You got to push. You got to work. You got to be around people what do want the same, what want to
Exactly.
achieve bigger and better things.
Exactly.
If
Exactly.
you're like we say, if you're around people what just want to just lay back and take the easy ride, that's going to be yourself as well.
Exactly. Jackie Bowles says absolutely. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get some of these comments up here. I'm being lazy today, so you know, I'm like, shoot, I gotta get the comments up there. I'm being lazy, very lazy. All right, but look, let's move on a little further. Um, wow, let's talk about Canelo.
Yeah,
Canelo and this fight's coming up. You fought Canelo.
yeah.
You know who Jamel Charlo is. He's moving up 2 weight classes. What's your thoughts on that? What do you think about him moving up? Now he's a tremendous fighter at
An
154.
amazing fighter.
Tremendous. He's going up to what, 168? Is it correct? I think this is
Yeah, I
168.
think he's a 154 world champion going up to 168. So yeah, jumping 2 weight divisions, and we know Canelo went up to light heavyweight to win a world title. So
Right.
listen, I mean the Charlo brothers. At first, was it the bigger Charlo, the middleweight world champion?
It's
I
yeah,
believe he was fighting at the beginning,
yeah,
and now obviously it's the brother
the
who
new
was the
one.
154 champion.
Yeah.
Look, anybody who gets into the ring with Canelo, expect a tough fight. Expect a tough fight. But now Canelo has developed. He's got bigger. He's got stronger. He's moved into the super weight division comfortably. Um, I feel Charlo's going to be up against it. Moving up 2 weight divisions, fighting Canelo, I just feel he's going to be up against it. I
Mm.
think he'll do well in
Yeah.
the early part of the rounds, but I just feel
Like the
Canelo will
later.
wear him down. He'll
Yeah.
get to him. He'll tire him out. He'll take his big shots, and I think he might get him out of there late on, probably
Yeah.
8, 9, 10 rounds.
10 rounds. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because you're moving up. You're moving up 2 weight classes, and as you know, as we know, and I know you know, there's a reason for weight classes. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? There's a reason for that,
Yeah.
and the reason is, if you're 147 pound and you want to go up to 168, man, you get ready. The punches are different, the movements are different, and the
We,
IQ
we,
is
we've
different.
seen that. We've seen that with Kell Brook. When Kell Brook were a 147 welterweight, we've seen him move up to middleweight to fight arguably probably the biggest punching middleweight that's been in Triple G, and we've seen that weight. We've seen what happens when there's that weight with these, like we've just said, there's weight limits for a reason, and we've seen that in that fight. It was just too big, and I
Yeah,
feel that's the same. What's going to happen with Charlo? He's
right.
going to move up. I know he's a big like middleweight and well super welterweight. Anyway, we know he's a big 154 fighter, but it's different. It's different.
It's different.
There's
Yeah.
there's there's weight categories for a reason, like we
Yeah.
keep saying.
Only people. I mean, well, there's some people that can do that, and I'm talking about Mayweather. I'm talking about Pacquiao. I'm talking about Crawford. That's exception. That's the
Yeah,
exception. The talented.
yeah,
That's only. I'm not saying he's not that way. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's some people that are God gifted. To be
yeah.
able to do that.
I
You know.
think it's with genetics as well. I think that also comes with it. Like fighters can move up only to a certain weight.
Right.
Your
Yeah.
body will only allow you to carry that strength up to a certain weight,
Certain
or
weight. Yeah.
or bring you back down to a certain weight.
Yeah.
That's genetics. It's all down to genetics. Um, so listen, Charlo might be one of them, who can carry the weight up to super middleweight. Just personally, I don't think he's that person.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Moving right along. Great talk, man. We got great talk. Y'all share the video if you would. Get my man Ryan Rhodes in, man. Yeah. Love to have him on. He gives me. I love his thought process when it comes to boxing. Man, this is awesome. The 140 division, Devin Haney, Regis Prograis,
Yeah.
Oh God, they got a fight coming up. Supposedly,
Supposed to be, yeah. It's not been
he's
announced yet, but they're talking about it.
talking about it. Wow, Devin Haney. Oh, I gotta, big shouts out to this guy, man. I'm telling you, go over to
Australia?
Australia, fight
Yeah.
twice, come back to the US and do it all over. He's at 135. He's got, he's so,
Yeah.
he's moving up to 140 now. And then here we are. We're taking on the bomb. The guy at the 140 division, Regis program. Outstanding. What do you think about that?
You are again. He's one of them fighters, them exceptional fighters. What has got the ability? He's got the cleverness, the ring craft, everything to be an unbelievable fighter who is also able to carry that weight. Whether he can carry it up above 140, I'm not sure. But in moving up to 140 is a great plan. A great plan.
Yeah.
Regis Prograis, an unbelievable fighter.
Oh yeah.
I remember him fighting Josh Taylor, coming to the UK. Well, was it Scotland? I think
Yeah.
it was actually
Scotland.
Scotland. Yeah.
Yep. Scotland.
Very,
Yep.
very close fight. But you knew he was a talented fighter back then. And over the years, he's gone and stamped his mark and made his mark and made that world title, become world champion again.
Exactly.
A
Yeah.
great fighter. Another fighter what signed with Eddie Hearn with Matchroom on the zone.
Yep.
And with Devin Haney moving up to 140, you can only see a fantastic fight.
Wow.
These
Nothing
two
but the truth.
styles are going to gel
Oh,
perfectly.
wow.
They're just gonna clash. It's just going to be a
Oh.
beautiful fight and another fight I can't wait to see again.
Yes, awesome. Well, I can't wait to see that one. I'm telling you, and it keeps going on and on. T-Bone says boxing is an art form, and you have to be very smart and study your opponent's weaknesses. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. I agree with that. I agree with that. Look, you fought Canelo, and what we don't want to talk about his weaknesses. We want to talk about what he does well.
There's not many weaknesses. Trust me, there's not many weaknesses.
What does he does well inside of the ring that you fight?
I mean, lucky for me, and I mean this truly, lucky for me, I only boxed him when he was 21, 22 years old. So I was his first defense when he won the WBC super welterweight world title. When we knew that Golden Boy was absolutely, honestly buzzing about this kid. We knew that the Golden Boy were trying to tout him out for the next superstar. We just didn't realize how much of a superstar Canelo was going to be. When I boxed him, he had everything. He had the speed, he had the movement, he had the power, he had the reflexes, he had the ring craft. It made me do things I didn't even want to do. And I had that kind of ability. I could change my style. I could have game plan A, game plan B, game plan C. But whatever I tried, Canelo had an answer for. He was that good, and that's what superstar fighters are like. They can adapt. They can change. If your opponent changed their game plan, you can change your game plan, and that's what Canelo is. He's an unbelievable fighter. I probably never thought he was going to be as good as he is today, but I'm just proud that I shared a ring with him.
Great. Wow. Awesome. So that this says it all. He doesn't have a whole lot of weaknesses, more strengths.
I wish I could have found some.
I know that's right. Well, good luck to Charlo.
Yeah, exactly. You'll need it.
And you heard it right here, y'all, from Ryan Rhodes. All right. In your mind, who is the best heavyweight right now?
I think you've got to point your finger at Tyson Fury. For the way he dominates fights, the way he moves, the way his skill set is, for such a big guy, it's never been known. We've seen fighters in the past, heavyweights, who can move, who can box, who's got speed, but never at that weight. When you're 19, 20 stone and you can move like a middleweight, you punch like a super heavyweight, and you've got the reflexes of a featherweight. It's crazy. It's never been known. So you've got to say Tyson Fury is the number one heavyweight. But I
would
tell you what, Usyk is not far behind him.
Usyk,
Usyk is a talent, a talent.
Yeah. And look, the only other person I know could float like that and do things like that was Ali.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
a heavyweight.
But Ali was what, 15 and a half stone?
Yeah.
He's another 5 stone heavier. He's 6'9".
This guy's 6'9".
Exactly. He's never been known before.
Yeah.
When you normally get guys that big, that tall, they're very. If you look at the Klitschko's, there was 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah.
It was very upright. It was very robotic. Everything was conventional.
Right.
But with Tyson, his hands are down, he's showboating. It looks amazing how he does it. It looks beautiful how he does it.
Exactly. And I got to say that because he's mobile. He's like a welterweight or something.
Yeah.
Or you know what I'm saying? Just so moving around the ring, and it's hard to hit the guy. Very hard to hit him. So I'll agree with you there. That's the best. He is the best heavyweight at this particular time. But Usyk is right there knocking on that door.
He's knocking on that door. Absolutely, I agree with D. He's knocking on that door.
You better believe it. Getting back, we're gonna talk about Crawford, and we're gonna be closing this thing out. But I want to talk about Crawford a little bit. Pound for pound, he is the best right now.
You have to put him as number one. You have to put him as number one. Is it the Japanese kid Inoue? The monster.
Yeah.
The only problem with him is he's not getting the recognition because there's not as many superstars down at that weight.
There's
not as many, so he's not getting the recognition. And unbelievable. I put him at number 2. You have to put him at number 2.
Oh yeah.
But Terence Crawford is hands down, pound for pound, number one in the world at the minute. Yeah. He's done everything. He'll fight anybody. He literally will fight anybody. And the way he's dominating the super lightweight division, and then now dominating the welterweight division. I listened to a couple of interviews. He could move up to 154 and again become the undisputed 154. Whether it happens or not, I'm unsure. And then no one will ever do that. No one ever will become a 3-way undisputed world champion. I don't think that will ever be done. Impossible. But he could do it.
Yeah, I think he's probably the only one that could do that.
Definitely. I agree.
At this particular time right now, I do believe that he is the only one. And this guy, I mean, I watched that fight 3 times. And I don't care what Earl Spence did. And Earl's, it's just like Roy just said, he's a pressure guy.
Yeah.
Well, there's ways to beat pressure. And that was shown by Crawford. Counterpunching. Angles. This guy.
But how easy he made it look. How easy. It was like, and he wasn't, but it was if like Spence was a shadow of his previous self, even though he wasn't. It was how Bud Crawford made it look. It looked like too easy.
It was just like, as we say, taking candy from a baby.
Exactly. I
gotta say that, and I don't know. I'm gonna go back in a little bit, and then we're gonna move on. But I watched Spence when he fought Ugas. I watched him when he fought Danny Garcia.
Yeah,
and he looked tremendous. I said, man, he beat the crap. Yeah, he beat the crap out of Ugas.
Yeah,
he totally destroyed him. And I said, man, you know what? Terrence is gonna have to bring it to him. And that's what I thought in my mind when they got hooked up together. I said, Terrence is gonna have to let him know he's the boss.
But this is why we wanted to see the fight, because of how both fighters had dominated the division, beat the quality fighters that they beat, but beat them so easy, beat them so convincingly. And this is why we wanted to see the best welterweight number 1 and the best welterweight number 2 come together and fight, because I would have put my house on it that you could only that fight would have gone 12 rounds.
Exactly.
Such a close decision, a close fight either way. I picked Terence Crawford to win on a points decision. That's what I thought. A close points decision.
Yeah.
I never in a million years expected it
Yeah.
to pan out so easy as it did. Never.
Yep. Great. Yeah, I didn't either. What a fight it was. Went nine rounds, 3 knockdowns by
Yeah.
Terence Crawford. It was truly amazing what he did and how he did it. Uh, I don't know if it could have been done any other way but
I
that
tell
way.
you what I did notice as well, which was, and I believe I'm not making no excuses, but I just found Errol Spencer's face really marked up, really easy.
Yeah.
It was cut, it was bleeding, it was swollen, and I know from when he had the car crash that they really had to reconstruct his teeth. He broke
Yeah.
his nose. I think he broke his cheekbone. So I know there was a lot of new like
Neurologic
reconstruction of his face.
discussion. Yeah.
So I think that the reason why he marked up so easy like he did was a part of the accident.
Yeah.
But not making no excuses.
Oh yeah.
I think would have happened anyway.
Anyway, yeah. I got you.
But yeah,
Yeah. Last thing on Crawford, who would you like to see him fight next?
I think he's got to move up in weight. He has literally got to move up to 154. I don't think there's anybody in the welterweight division now to test him.
Yeah.
I think we need to see him at 154
Yeah.
and see him up there. I would have loved to have seen him in with Charlo, but obviously he's got the Canelo fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the Canelo fight, and we just have to see what's next for Mr. Terence Bud Crawford.
Definitely. But just pure excitement. Excited to see him move on to bigger and better things.
Exactly. All right, man. Look, man, I want to thank you. I don't want to hold you up any longer.
No, don't worry. It's always a pleasure talking to you,
man,
D.
it's you bring it. When you bring it, brother. And,
I appreciate it. And thank everybody for tuning in, sending your comments, and please keep tuning into the channel.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you, Ryan. And we look to get you back on pretty soon. And I thank you for all your expertise on what we talked about tonight, from your beginning of your career to right now, to what's going on with you. Matter of fact, how can the people follow you, man, and catch up with you?
I'm on Instagram, Ryan Rhodes 26 on Instagram, Facebook. I was on Twitter, but my email got hacked about 2 months ago.
Okay.
So the minute I'm off Twitter, I'm trying to get my Twitter reactivated. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'm back on Twitter. Great. But yeah, any social medias, just type me up and look me out there, guys.
Y'all look my man up. Always good to have him on my show. We talk. He brings it all the time here on the D Hall People Show, and I love to have him back on pretty soon as we can, or maybe after the Charlo fight or something.
Absolutely, anytime. Always here, D. Always here, brother.
Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming on. My man, Ryan Rhodes, former world title challenger. Oh, man, all the way from the UK, man. Good to see you, brother. Thank you so much.
Take care, guys.
All right,
man. Care.
All right. Wow, great conversation with my man right there. Always, man. Always good, man. Good to have Ryan Rhodes on. Great conversation. We definitely, I truly love that guy. Great guy. He brings it all to the table when he comes on here. And he lets it all out. Look, y'all, let's get back. I'll be back Monday. One man, Mike Schmidt, professional ring announcer. You're going to love this guy. He's going to bring it too. Always does. Hadn't talked to him in about a couple of years now, but he's back over the show. This weekend, Michael Williams Jr., Fayetteville, North Carolina, Stadium Event Center. Man, y'all need to be there. I'm going to be there. It's going to be a packed house. Y'all. You'll see me. Big shouts out to T-Bone, Mike Williams Sr. Jr., Kevin Harris, all the whole crew, Kevin Bodine, all the whole crew, Fayetteville, North Carolina. We're gonna see you Saturday. Yeah, I'll be there early. I gotta post. I got stuff I gotta put up. I gotta do my thing. Be at Jay York. Y'all will see my man Jay York behind the scenes. He will be there also. Me and him together. Yeah. Check Medzer. What's up, my man? Good to see you, brother. You missed a great show. My man, Ryan Rhodes, talked it up, man. He talked it up from the beginning to the end, to Crawford, to the Charlo brothers, to Anthony Joshua, the whole crew, Tyson, Fury, everybody. We talked about it all in the last 40 minutes. Look, I'm going to see y'all Monday. I won't be back Sunday. I'll be back Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with my man Mike. No. Let me back. Christian Smith. I think I said that wrong. Christian Smith, ring announcer. Look, I look forward to seeing y'all Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're in the Texas areas down that way, it's 7 p.m. Central. Man, we're going to be talking to him. I love that guy too. He just brings it too. Look, good. Catch me Monday, baby. I see y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. We'll see ya.
You are in the mix with D Hall and the people. You are in the mix with D Hall and the People's Show.
Coming to us out of studio today in beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina. He stands next to his world-famous producer, Jay. He is the number one, undisputed, top talk show host on the air today. The voice of the people show. Ladies and gentlemen, here is D Hall.